and you know the answer. How do you think I got into this business? By picking up men my entire life and having an uncanny sixth sense to own the minds of men and know who belongs with whom. 14 of my guy friends, when I was just doing this to do this, because the girl sitting next to me getting her hair washed at the salon, I started a conversation with, and the one on the plane, and the one at the manicurist, and the one at the tennis court. It's just what I do.
Right.
So it's not about the fact, I mean, when I was single, every boyfriend I ever had, including my husband, I picked up. And then I was doing it, it's just what I did. So it has nothing to do with the fact that obviously I need them now for different reasons,
Right.
but it's just what I do. So it's there's no reason why you can't do it. You're confident, you're attractive, you've got chutzpah, you know, and you can't.
For everything except that.
But you also can't say that I want, and especially in today's day and age, things are not what they used to be.
Right.
They're not, and they never will be. It's just very different. Are there still old-fashioned guys left? Absolutely, and I deal with a lot of them, but it's very different nowadays. It's different now with two incomes. It's different with women working. It's different with women hiring nannies to raise children. I mean, it's just different. We grew up very differently. So at the end of the day, you have choices. And as I say, and I'll say it 1,000 times, I don't want to hear that I can't find a guy. If you, and I use this analogy every time I lecture here, if anybody here is unemployed or was laid off, anybody raise your hand? Anybody laid off by any remote possibility? No? Okay, that's a good thing. If anybody was laid off, what would you do? You have rent to pay, you possibly could have a mortgage to pay. What would you do? You can't be unemployed, so you'd have to do whatever it takes to get a job. So whether you go to a headhunter, whether you come up with a budget of, you know, an entire new wardrobe because you decided, you know what, I'm done with this entrepreneurial stuff, I want to go corporate, and you had to go out and get suits for interviews, you would come up with a budget and you would do whatever it takes to get a job, correct? You'd have no choice. What's the difference with a man? What's the difference? Yes?
That's actually what I want to know. What I'm hearing from you is new information, Janis, that I haven't quite heard before, and that is that we have the power. I mean, it's, I guess I've been trained that I have this belief that, you know, men are the hunters and men.
Old news. Yes and no. And if you want to sit around and have this conversation again when you're 45, then that's not going to work. You know, the old-fashioned adage of, you know, men are the hunters, men are the ones that have to call, men are the ones that have to ask me out, men are the ones that have to open up the doors, pull out the chairs, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Yeah, that's wonderful. So are you going to be coming to lectures now for the next 10 years until you find a man that knocks your door down to do that?
Do they get turned off by women?
No.
No,
Because I'll tell you very simply what you have to do. And Steve, jump right in if you disagree with anything I say, because you have the floor tonight. Men, if you ask my husband, and people have done this, how we met, you will get a completely different story than how we met. And if he wants to think that, let him think it. Let him think it. I know how we met. I know I'm the one that picked him up. If he wants to tell the story differently, let him do it. You want men to feel and think that they are in charge. And you do want a take charge man, and you do want a man to take charge. But guess what? Men are intimidated by pretty women. And 99.9% of my clients, and I don't care how hot they are, I don't care how young they are, maybe 1 out of 100 guys will have the nerve to go up and hit on a girl if he sees somebody that he's interested in. Because men have a fear of rejection, just like men are from Mars, women are from Venus, or whatever John Gray's book is called. They have a fear of rejection, of which they would then immediately crawl back into their cocoon. So at the end of the day, if I motivate women, which is what I do, to say the very least, to go out and pick up a guy, it's a win-win situation. It's like, it's okay that she was the one that started a conversation with him. You know, it's not like she, hopefully, is not going to go home with him that night and jump into bed, because then I really don't want to have a discussion with you, because that's not going to be the guy that you're going to marry, for the most part. Even sex has changed drastically from 30-some-odd years ago when I was young and single, or when half